Hey friends, I have another mystery animal and recipe for you today. And the recipe itself is probably a pretty big clue. We are going to make some chocolate and peanut butter treats that look like acorns. Here we go. To make our acorn treats, we are going to use mini vanilla wafers, Hershey Kisses, and peanut butter chips. The first thing I did was unwrap 12 Hershey's Kisses because I'm going to make 12 acorn treats. So I've also put aside 12 peanut butter chips and 12 mini vanilla wafers. I have a half a cup of the peanut butter chips in a glass bowl, and I'm gonna microwave these for about 15 seconds at a time until it's smooth. Okay, now that the peanut butter chips are melted, I can put my acorns together. And speaking of peanut butter, our mystery animal doesn't just like acorns, they also like peanut butter, and they're actually known as omnivores because they eat fruit and berries and sometimes even meat like lizards and insects. Okay, first things first, we're going to take a mini vanilla wafer. And then you can either use a small spoon or I have a skewer here that may come in handy. I'm going to use this teeny tiny spoon to get a teeny tiny amount and smear it on the back side, okay, the flat side of my wafer. And then I'm going to top it with a kiss. And we're going to leave this to harden up, and then we'll finish it off with the stem of the acorn later. So we can do that again. You can watch. This is the flat side. I'm just going to put a little on here. You know, our mystery animal, one other interesting thing, they hide food all over the place to save it up for winter. But they don't remember where they put it. So they have to rely on their sense of smell to find it, because they do not have the memory for all that. And in fact, because they like acorns and often bury acorns and then forget they're there, they're never found, they plant a lot of oak trees because that is what grows from an acorn. It's an oak tree. So, mystery animal did not know that they were actually helping us out that way, but they do. All right, I am gonna keep adding tops to kisses, and then we will add the stem. All right, so once the melted peanut chips has set up, and it's not gooey anymore, you're going to turn it over, try to hold it by the vanilla wafer so the chocolate doesn't melt. Then I am gonna use a skewer. You could use a toothpick or something else to just put a little bit of our melted peanut butter chips on top. Then we're gonna put on one of the chips, and ta-da, there's the stem and there's the acorn. Isn't that cute? Let me show you one more time. And I'll tell you something else about our mystery animal. Our mystery animal not only has food in all sorts of locations, they have multiple homes. And their homes, by the way, for the most part, are in trees, but it kind of depends on the species or type of this mystery animal. But they have lots of different homes. And the reason for that is wherever they are, there's a predator, okay? Or something else scary, maybe like a storm. they are always not too far from a safe place to go. Pretty smart, huh? All right, I'm gonna keep attaching stems, but that's how you do it. These adorable little acorn treats. Cute and yummy. All right, did you guess the mystery animal? I bet the acorn was a big clue. These animals are often associated with acorns, but like I said, they eat other things, and they have a bushy tail, and you see them kind of all over the place. If you have a backyard, they're almost certainly out there, but you can see them almost anytime you're outside. You're likely to spot a squirrel. So today we're reading a fiction book called The Secret Life of Squirrels by Nancy Rose. And this is an adorable book. The illustrations are photographs. I'll just let you see. They speak for themselves. All right. This says, Mr. Peanuts. Most squirrels spend their days gathering nuts and climbing trees. Not Mr. Peanuts. He is a rather unusual squirrel. Mr. Peanuts enjoys activities such as cooking on his tiny grill. His hot dogs are delicious. Mr. Peanuts plays the piano beautifully. His favorite piece is Moonlight Sonata. Most squirrels would find that piece quite difficult to play. But then again, most squirrels don't play the piano. See him? Oh. Mr. Peanuts also likes to read. His favorite books are A Tale of Two Cities and Goodnight Nut. He especially likes to read aloud. You may have heard him chattering in your backyard. There he is at the library. Mr. Peanuts has a busy and mostly happy life, but once in a while, he feels lonely. There he is. Being a clever squirrel, Mr. Peanuts has an idea. He sits down and writes a letter using his very best penmanship. The letter says, Dear Cousin Squirrel, please come for a visit. I promise you will have an excellent time. Sincerely, Mr. Peanuts. He mails the letter the very next day. Then he waits and waits and waits some more. He checks his mailbox every day hoping for a reply. One day he finds a letter waiting for him. It reads, Dear Mr. Peanuts, my favorite cuz, thanks for the letter. It's been too long. Can't wait to see what you're up to these days. I'll be there soon. Cheers, Cousin Squirrel. Mr. Peanut smiles as he reads the tiny letter over and over. Then he gets right to work. He wants to make sure everything is perfect for his cousin's visit. Mr. Peanuts dusts and cleans. He even vacuums under the rug. He does laundry, chattering to himself as he works. He is the tidiest squirrel around, and certainly the only one with a washer and dryer. Mr. Peanuts makes up his cousin's bed just so, with the sheets tucked in tight. He wants him to have a great night's sleep. He bakes his most delicious hazelnut chocolate cake. He tastes the batter just to be sure it's sweet enough. Mr. Peanuts takes a bath with his rubber ducky. A squirrel can never be too clean. He even brushes his whiskers. Just look at that handsome squirrel in the mirror. Finally, Cousin Squirrel arrives. He is just in time for breakfast. Mr. Peanuts and Cousin Squirrel both love pancakes. Later, the two squirrels go for a wagon ride. Mr. Peanuts soon learns that two squirrels travel faster than one. Mr. Peanuts teaches Cousin Squirrel how to play chess. Cousin Squirrel learns quickly. It is more fun to play chess with a friend, thinks Mr. Peanuts, even if you don't always win. It is a beautiful day, so they pack a picnic. Cousin Squirrel makes his peanut butter sandwiches with an extra layer of crunchy peanuts. Mr. Peanuts has never thought to try that. It tastes scrumptious. That night, they build a campfire and scare each other with ghost stories, including the old haunted tree and the one-eyed owl. You can't tell yourself a ghost story, thinks Mr. Peanuts. You need a friend. Here they are camping. The next day, they go out for ice cream. Mr. Peanuts has his usual scoop of peanut brittle. Cousin Squirrel tries the flavor of the month, buttery salted pecan. Mr. Peanuts and Cousin Squirrel are two rather unusual squirrels who have a wonderful time together. Having a friend makes everything twice as fun. There they are together. Isn't that sweet? And look, acorns. All right, this book is really neat because the illustrations are not drawings, they're photographs. And the back of this book talks about photographing wildlife. Okay? So that may be something you are interested in. Now, remember, this is a fiction book, but it has photographs of real animals. And this talks about how the author Nancy Rose, how she did the pictures. So, very, very interesting stuff. And there are a couple other books about squirrels with these sorts of pictures by Nancy Rose. So, I definitely recommend them. They are adorable. All right, so that was fiction. Here is my nonfiction selection. It is Squirrels by Stephen Otfanowski. Now, it has photographs as well, but these are not telling a story. It's telling you about how squirrels live, okay? And we have talked before about how nonfiction books often have an index at the back so that you can think of, oh, what topic, let's see, what page were they talking about nests on? Okay, and then it tells you what page. This book also has something called a glossary. Sometimes nonfiction books have glossary. And a glossary is basically just like a little dictionary that's just for this book. So if they use the word habitat and you don't know what that is, you can flip to the back of the book and see if they have a definition for you. It's called a glossary. It's like a dictionary, but just for the book. All right, my friends, that is all the time I have for today, so I'll see you next time.